Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 8 spoiler chat. This is our Wednesday Walker edition, but it's been pushed back to Thursday. So it is our Thursday Walker edition, and really excited to see all of you. We've got some rumors, some gossip, some news, and we're going to piece it all together and talk about some of our previous spoilers and how it all relates to what we think might be happening, some of the sightings, people that are on set, people that are on set that may not even be filming. So see a few people coming in the door, and once again I appreciate all you guys being flexible and jumping in here. So what's up, Sin Miller, Lindsay Luke, this one comedian, what's going on, Edward Beale, Steve Huffman, we got the regular gang all in there. I see Xantos as well, and Emmy, Desiree Bacon. Emmy, you are actually on time tonight. I'm a little surprised. Maybe Thursday works a little bit better. So I've got 3 or 4 rumors and predictions that are out there, and I'm going to tag along to what you guys have heard as well. So let me start out by just laying a couple ground rules. Number one, if you guys could slap that like button, that would be awesome. But also, anything that you type might be used to make up this video. So I see Stacks the Box Breaker Beatboxer. What's going on? I missed you in a couple shout outs, so I want to go ahead and shout you out a little bit early. But your comments will be read throughout the video. If you don't want to include in a video, don't type it, because if you type it, we're liable to talk about it. And also, just to let you guys know, once this video goes live, if I don't get to your question, just get over there and leave it in the comments as well. So that would be greatly appreciated. So what's going on? Devin Peterson, if you're new to this chat also, just toss a 999 up there as well, because I want to give you a special shout out. So yeah, I'm reading comments as we go. Sorry, Cymatics, I see you as well too. Hey, Ellie Valentine, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I am doing fantastic, actually. It's been a very good week, and what better way to start to wind down the week? I get to start out the week with all of you, and then as we wind down the week, I get to spend time with all of you. So just an announcement, a couple things going on. I'm going to give you the overall schedule. Sometimes the schedule is subject to change, so Sunday mornings is the Chill with Kill segment. We usually do that around 11 a.m., and then also we've been doing Fear the Walking Dead spoilers at 8 o'clock. This week is going to be our first Preacher reaction video, so looking forward to that. And then Mondays is the Random Things. Very random last week, and Wednesday is usually Wednesday Walkers. So if you have something in Random Things, just follow me. Send me a message on Kik, K-I-L-Z-H-O-T. I do see a couple new people, so if you're new, One Bear Bear, and a couple other people, just want to say thank you for being part of the 999 family. Appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about where we think they're at with filming. So we think they're up to episode 5, episode number 6, and some of the sightings that are out there, and some of the most recent, you probably saw the thumbnail that I set up, is Tara driving a truck. We've spotted Rick, we got Jesus, we got Carl as well, but there's some other things that are going down that we think that these people are still alive. But there's a very bold prediction that I made, oh my gosh, 2 months ago, right? It's been a while, but we're going to follow back up on that as well. So this is what we're hearing up to this point, that Jadis and some of the scavengers, I don't want to call them the garbage pail kids, have been spotted in the Alexandria safe zone back on bikes. So we don't know if they're spotted and they're trying to once again double cross. I mean, these people could be trying to work out deals with everybody. The fact that Jadis shot Rick, though, it ain't going to work out. I don't think Rick ever takes their bargain again. So I think they're just going to be like sniping in, jumping in, hitting a few people, getting in, getting out, all of those things. But Jadis has been spotted, so we think that, well, she's spotted. She's not dead at this point, so it looks like she's going to be pretty long-standing on the show. She might be that person that you just kind of grow to hate over and over again. So leave your thoughts and comments. What do you think about Jadis up to episode 5, episode number 6? So she's almost halfway through the season. Looks like she is going to be a mainstay. I'll read a couple of your thoughts and a couple of your comments. Keep in mind with these chats, it is talk radio. It is a podcast. So I'm going to go back and forth with some of my ideas and then throw it over to you guys as well and read some of your comments. So, Emmy, you better catch up with Preacher, because we're going to have a good time recapping Preacher. It looks awesome. So Ann Hodge says Jadis needs to die. There is no turning back. Maybe, but she hasn't yet. Lindsay Luke says Jadis shot Rick. There is no second chance. Agree with that. Stack says Rick will take their bargain, but at the end he will turn on them. Yeah, I'm not. I think that's been played out, Stacks. I'm not on board with that. Anything can happen, I guess, at this point. But yeah, I don't think Rick's going to fall for it. Michael M says eventually Rick will kill Jadis. Michael, you think you know, we're going to throw something out there. What are your thoughts on this? That Jadis, oh, I know this is not going to be popular. Here you go. Jadis kills Michonne, setting up the ultimate heartbreak, and Rick kills Jadis. Thoughts and comments. I'm going to duck before we talk about it. I don't want Michonne to die, but we are going to discuss. What's up, Jackson? Mark, we are, this channel will be doing Preacher, so it's all going to be right here. I know. Tina starts out and says, no, not going to happen. And although I'm not going to try to convince you that it's going to happen, but I am going to talk about just a couple things, outside projects. I know Alexandria Bates says no. P-Stuff says no. Steph says no, it's not going to happen. Moody says no. So nobody sees Michonne dying. But let me just remind you once again, Stephen Yeun, very prosperous acting career, he's gone. Sasha, a lot of people early did not see the Sasha thing coming. Very prosperous acting career, she's gone. Heath, gone, may come back. Denai just finished last year the Tupac movie, and now she has a role on Avengers, and if that's going to be a continuing role, I don't know a lot about it, but obviously her acting career is growing much, much beyond The Walking Dead. I know other people can get other gigs, but that would be a strategic exit. I get it, and Moody says my heart's too invested in Michonne and Rishon, but there's one scene in particular that makes me think this is a possibility. Well, Storm, I could agree with that too. Jadis kills Michonne, Carl kills Jadis. Don't know how it would happen. But I do think that there is the possibility that Michonne dies this season. I think it's a very strong possibility that she dies this season. Because, first of all, it's a great love story, number one. Number two, that scene with Rick and Michonne in the van when they were talking about finding other people, there's bigger things. And then, you know, almost verbatim, where they said to each other, like, if I die, you have to go on. That would ring like, I mean, that would just ring true, right? At some point, she is going to die. So let me soften you up toward Michonne's death. Don't just naturally take the role of disagreement. Everybody on Walking Dead dies. So let me backtrack a little bit. How do you think Michonne will die? Leave your thoughts and comments below. And you can pick anything except she won't ever die. So you got to humor me with this. You got to play along and pick a Michonne type of death. So Lindsay, I want to hear it. Nikki says, if it's toward the end of the season, that would be okay, but not in the beginning. What's up, Ruiner? Jamal says, I think she would die saving Rick and Carl. Moody said she would die saving Rick, Carl, Judith. Michonne has to sacrifice for someone else. So a lot of people think it will be a sacrificial type of death. But we also think that something major could happen with Judith this season. So wouldn't that lend a little bit more credibility toward Michonne dying in order to save Judith? Is that a possibility? Sacrifice herself to save Rick. All right, so almost everybody says it's going to be a sacrificing type of death. So here's my question. Of all the people, and not to, we've all been wrong. When we make these predictions, or you make these predictions, how often are you right? because a lot of times, just to be fair, we're not. So what we think is supposed to happen doesn't always happen. Like the Sasha death. So when the Sasha death happened, a lot of people, before we spoiled it, of course, but there were so many people said, Sasha's got so much story to tell. There's so many things she has to do. She's not going to die that way. I mean, for all we know, Michonne could be walking, trip on a rock, stub her toe, and then die. That would probably be like the ultimate Walking Dead shock. No, but it's got to be meaningful. And here's the question. Does Michonne at this point, like Sasha went out on her own terms. Sasha did the Sasha death. Does Michonne get a Sasha death, or does her death enhance Rick's storyline? Does it further propel Rick's story? I don't think Sasha's death propelled anybody's story. I think it was an ending. It was a, this is my character, this is the way I'm going to go, it's on my terms, that's who I am. But I don't think it furthered the storyline at all. Except for maybe the fact that Maggie had to kill her at the end, or once she was gone. Or it could have enhanced the storyline a little bit with the fact that we know Eugene might have more pills, so maybe there's more to it. But I see it more as an ending rather than a beginning. So could Michonne, if her story is to enhance Rick's storyline, then any death is going to be a sad death because it's going to impact him like nothing else. Or could Michonne's death enhance Carl's story? Possibly. So Jamal says, when do you think Maggie will die? There's another one that could throw us a curve. Yeah, maybe. Lindsay, I could see maybe. Or maybe they change it up. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we're going to talk about it. Hold that thought. We'll get back to Michonne in a little bit. Because I do think, like Brene says, Michonne will strengthen Rick to fight. But if she is going to strengthen Rick to fight, now would be the time. Unless we're just going to wait until we get to the Whisper War. Alright, spoiler alert. So I am hearing that there are pictures of people in the kingdom bloodied, beaten, and burned. Now, how many have been with us since we started doing our spoiler predictions a couple of months ago when we start talking about, we did episode by episode. We did 1, 2, 3, 4 and kind of worked our way all the way through. So I know we're up to episode 5 or 6. I don't have the full confirmation. All I have is rumors at this point. I'm going to wait for a few of the comments. So there's going to be a little bit of silence here. All right. So once a few people answer the question, yes. Okay, there we go. Now it's catching up a little bit. So like Moody said, the kingdom would be destroyed. So the prediction, a lot of stuff I threw out there and we sort of tagged on and built it up, was that someone may just ravage the kingdom while Ezekiel is out. Maybe, you know, I'm not blaming Ezekiel because Ezekiel did go out of his way to help Rick. But if Ezekiel takes a little too much time getting back to his people and leaves them unprotected, and he's hitting these outposts along the way, whether it's, you know, some of his people die, whether it's revenge, we can speculate Shiva, but the word that's out there is that the kingdom looks like it's in pretty rough shape. Now, I said it could be Simon. You know, I had a real abstract prediction. I think maybe Gavin, Jared, maybe even Jared takes it out on Gavin, and Jared needs to build himself up in the Negan army. So what if Jared just goes crazy and just levels the kingdom? So the rumors that are out there, they're starting to surface, is and I quote, a bloody kingdom with many kingdomers on the ground and burned bodies. So as we get more and more confirmation with that, I'll definitely provide that info. Yeah, Emmy, that's it. The attacker, I don't have all of that yet. We'll get it a little bit later on. Could be Simon. You know, maybe Simon is still, you know, pushing. But there are going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of these battles. There's going to be these strikes. These, you know, we call them skirmishes. There's going to be Ezekiel hits the outpost. Someone hits the hilltop. Someone hits Alexandria. Alexandria has the armored trucks. They hit the sanctuary. So it's going to be a lot of tit for tat this season, and I think that's where all the excitement, that's where all the fun's going to be, because week to week you don't know, well, who's going to hit who? You know, nobody is playing defense. Everybody's just aggressively going after each other, and somebody's got to step up and stop it from happening. Possible. Could be rocket launchers. I don't know the extent of it. Could be dynamite. Any of those things. What's up, E-Beach? Grimes Girl, I do not think Michonne will be pregnant. Lindsay, I'm pretty sure Gregory's at the sanctuary. Yeah, the trailers are going to be so vague. We're going to get trailers in a couple weeks. But once again, It's going to be your... Probably going to have a lot of Daryl in the trailers. What's up, Fear the Negan? Thanks for popping in. Pretty good showing for a midweek Walking Dead spoiler discussion. So several new faces too. Just a couple things. If you are new, we do have a Facebook fan page set up called the 999 Army. A lot of good posts there, a lot of weekly conversation. And if this is your first stream, you're more than welcome to join in on many, many other streams. We have Chill with Kills, video gaming. We do Fear the Walking Dead spoilers. We're going to start doing Preacher. We have obviously lots around the Walking Dead, and of course random things. It's just our time to start out the week and sort of hang out with everybody. I got a couple more spoilers and rumors we're going to talk about in 1 second too. Steph's like, as long as we get to see some Daryl. Daryl and the Whitey boy. I don't care if he is sorry. I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. Daryl is not killing Dwighty boy. Not going to happen. That's going to be the source of major conflict this season. Is we know Tara wants Dwighty boy dead. Got to get me my Daryl back. Daryl ain't going to kill Dwight. Mark it down. Ain't going to happen. We already got that going because, yeah, I think Tara. I think this is the prediction that, and the way they're going to switch it up with the comics. So, in the comics, we know, well, first of all, Rick's not with Michonne. So let me give you the quick history. Rick's with Andrea, but Andrea, for all intents and purposes, Michonne is kind of Andrea, right? So when Negan does get imprisoned, Rick doesn't kill Negan in the comic book. So Michonne doesn't like that. So Michonne leaves and becomes the pirate. Now, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think this storyline is going to develop like that with Michonne, Rick, and Negan. What I think is going to happen is it's going to happen between Daryl, Dwight, and Tara. It's going to be the same comic line, but it's going to be different. Daryl doesn't kill Dwight, as he says he's going to. Tara gets mad because Dwight will become part of the safe zone, Alexandria community, and Tara will leave and take Michonne's comic arc. And because Tara already has been close to the ocean. She's been at an oceanside area, so it makes sense for her to take this boat. Here's another reason I'm going to tell you why I think this is going to happen. Because Alana Masterson, you know, at the you know when they're doing the credits and they show like the picture, they'll show like the name. So her picture was over by the boat, right? So that should tell you she's going on a boat. So I have a strong feeling that that's the way that's going to go down. So Daryl doesn't kill Dwight. Tara's mad about it. Dwight leaves. Same story, different group of people. All right, so we're going to take a few of your comments. And what's up, Beniam? Wow, Thursday's worked out well. It's either Thursday is a good night for everybody, or you guys just missed me. Maybe you guys just missed me and we got everybody showing up that didn't show up for last Wednesday. Well, actually, you know what? Last Wednesday, we didn't stream either. So, yeah, this is our first midweek stream. Lindsay says, Kills, could Tara forgive Dwight? Maybe. I think she's done with that whole deal. I don't think she's going to forgive Dwight. She wants Daryl to follow through. Daryl, Tara trusts that Daryl's going to do it. And as we know Daryl's character, we think Daryl's going to do it. Or we thought Daryl was going to do it. But I think Dwight hit a nerve with Daryl because of Sherry. Trust me on this one. Write it down. Just write this one down. Of all the predictions, all the spoilers, I feel more comfortable in this prediction than almost anyone that I've ever made. It keeps the comic story arc. It's kind of like when Negan killed Abraham. We knew he was killing somebody. We knew it was Abraham. Then Glenn had to go as well. But it kept the story, but it changed it up a little bit. So we know that Michonne is not going to leave Rick. The only way Michonne is going to leave Rick is if she dies. That's why at some point, for the story to go forward, they're going to have to kill her at some point. Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but at some point, I think we're all in agreement that that relationship is going to be severed one way or another. But to get the time skip, to get all those things to happen, somebody asked a little bit earlier, when's Maggie going to have the baby? We're going to get a little bit of a time skip. I think we get a time skip at the end of the season, but not a super long time skip. What I think will happen is maybe you get, 5, 6 months, enough time for the war to be over and enough time for them to start next season with Maggie having a little Herschel. And also time for Tara to be out in the open seas, and they can bring her back later. Well, the thing is, Steph, Sherry didn't like Daryl romantically. What Sherry liked about Daryl is that Daryl reminded her of Dwight. See, the thing about Dwight was a good person, and Dwight had to become something for her, and I think she realized parts of it. It's a very complicated relationship. And we saw that, right? We saw that Dwight was willing to go back with the beer, with the pretzels. Imagine how difficult it was for Dwight to bottle all that emotion and do everything just hoping that one day he would get his real escape. There's so many saviors. They were looking everywhere they go. And see, Cher was a little bit torn because she wanted Dwight to stand up to Negan. But at the same time, she didn't like the person that he was becoming. And she could look at Daryl and see, like, Daryl's innocent. And that's the way Dwight used to be. But nothing at all romantic there. It's all about survival. Jamie Jordan of the 999. What's up? I like that. Like that name. And the fact that the question came up, could Rosita take the pirate role? She could. I think it's going to be a harder story to tell to get Rosita to take that role. We did speculate that as well too. I'll give you this. If they follow the comic arc and make it about not killing Negan, Rosita could definitely take that role. But I think that what's happening with Dwight is probably, it's going along that line more so than what's going on with Negan, because we don't know. Maybe, maybe they change it. We're assuming that Negan is going to be put in prison. He's going to be locked up, and that Rick's not going to kill him, and he's going to be around, and he's going to kill Alpha, and it's going to follow the comic. But what if Rick does kill Negan? Let's just say for a minute he does. I'm going to kill you. Not today, not tomorrow. And what do you whisper to him? You're already dead. So at this point, yes, it definitely, if Rick has threatened Negan multiple times and doesn't kill Negan, that could definitely set Rosita off. But it just to me looks like that story is further along with Dwight, Daryl, and Tara for it to happen that way. I'm still not sure whether they're going to keep Negan around. I mean, my gut instinct says yes, he's a good actor and he's good for the show, but they could definitely switch it up. Yep, I could see either of those storylines happening. I just want a little different prediction because I think that would surprise people a little bit more. What's up, Trev Heath? What was the question? I saw give me a second. I'm just reading some of the questions that are out there. Somebody asked how long to stream. Usually these streams 35 to 45 minutes. We're about 32 minutes in, so probably a good 10 more minutes of conversation. Yeah, see, Tommy, that's what's going to be difficult, right? So Rick has kept his promise of killing people. So if he doesn't kill Negan, then I could definitely see that setting off some people. If he does kill Negan, it does create a dilemma because it creates a hole. I mean, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan there and what happens in the Whisper of War. No. This one comedian, let's see, I'm sorry, it wasn't his question. Wilson said, any news on Oceanside? No, other than the typical rumors that Cindy is going to leave the Oceanside group. And there are replacements. I mean, there are people that can step up. Well, Lindsay, you could probably, the question is why build the jail cell if you're not going to use it? I mean, you could dissect plenty of parts in the TV show. Like I go back and we could say, well, why did Rick and Michonne have that conversation in the van if it's not going to lead to one of them dying? Or, maybe it could at some point. But, I mean, you could probably take almost any individual thing. There's a lot of things that don't always come to fruition that... I remember back when Enid was cutting Maggie's hair, and major spoiler sites out there said that major spoiler sites said that Enid poisoned Maggie, and Enid was the daughter of Negan. Well, why was she cutting her hair if it didn't mean anything? So, I mean, you could certainly... break it down and dissect it. Do I think the jail cell means something? Yeah, but I mean, it's already been shown multiple times. But that could also, Morgan wants the jail cell to be used. Rick does not want that jail cell to be used. Rick wants to kill him. Not today, not tomorrow. Let's also keep in mind that Negan, the lineup scene was probably a lot more impactful on television Rick than it was comic book Rick. And I haven't gotten to that part yet. But television Negan took him in the RV, threw him out to the zombies, killed Abraham in front of him, killed Glenn in front of him, made him blow snot bubbles, took a Sharpie and was going to cut Carl's arm off, and had a second lineup where he was going to kill Carl second time. Now, if Rick says, I'm going to kill you, and Rick does not kill Negan and puts him in that jail, it would be more shocking, I think, to the TV fans. See, we have the luxury of kind of knowing both. Like, we know how that played out. But to the people that just follow the TV show, Rick doesn't kill Negan. He looks super weak. And that's the thing. Sometimes you have to take your comic book knowledge out of the equation and just make it about the TV show. Well, true, they bring them to life, but let me go back and give you another prediction that many people had. When in April, when we were doing spoilers and talking about Abraham dying, I will bet you I got at least 1,000 comments, at least, and said there's no way he's killing Abraham. No way. This is before the script was released, mind you. And here's the pushback we got. No. Kirkman regretted killing Abraham. He wants him in all-out war. I can't tell you how many people, but it was a lot, over and over and over again. He's not killing Abraham. He needs him for all-out war. Kirkman even said he regretted killing him. And everybody just ran with that. So there's a lot of people wrong. Moody, they say zombie all the time in the comic books. Yeah, I don't know why they're afraid to use the word zombie when they actually use it. So let's do this then. Let's pretend there is no comic map in front of us. So we don't know that there's an all-out war, and we don't know that there's whispers in the future. I mean, it's hard to do, right? Because they're there. So if you don't know the future story, how would you as a viewer, only knowing what you know from the television show, it's a tough question. How would you feel, you live in Alexandria, and Rick says, I'm going to forgive him. I was there. I saw what he did to Abraham. I saw what he did to Glenn, but I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to lock him up. And I'm going to use your hard-earned tax dollars to feed him, keep him alive. Come on. How are you going to feel about that? You're going to be like, you know what? I am not. That's the last straw. I am not staying in the city with you any longer. I'm out of here. Not just going to be, that's a revolt. Carol ain't going to like that. Daryl ain't going to like that. You think, wait. So just based on what you've seen in the TV show, there you go, Ann. She's like, you kill him or I will. So based on what you've seen in the TV show, you think Daryl is going to be okay with Negan being locked up? This is a dilemma. This is a major obstacle for the television show. So I'm going to push back on all the comic book fans out there that say, oh, no, he can't do it. He's got to lock him up because that's what happens in the comics. I'm going to tell you he doesn't have to. Now, maybe it's a difficult story to write, but there was no Daryl in the comic books. That's what I'm talking about, Michael. Daryl would kick Rick's ass. All the bro hug and everything else that's out there, after what Daryl went through in prison, all of that stuff, you think Rick's going to say, no, I'm just going to lock him up. Daryl's going to be like, the hell you are. No more bro hugs for you. Daryl was tortured. Carl was almost killed twice. And you're going to look at your dad and say, you know what, you're cool, Dad. I get it. I understand why you're just going to keep him alive. Hell no. It ain't going to happen like that. Negan has to die based on what is going on with the TV show, or they're going to rewrite everything that happens. The group is just going to totally split up. Carl ain't going to respect him. Rosita ain't going to respect him. Carol's going to want revenge. Maybe Michonne accepts him. Morgan's probably okay with it. Father Gabrielle may be okay with it. Maggie ain't going to be okay with it. So let me give you a list of all the people that are not going to let Rick lock up Negan. Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Rosita. That's all you need right there. There's your group. So what's more important? Carl, number 5. What's more important? Keeping your word and protecting the people in your group, or letting Negan live? Come on. It's easier to write it in the comics. I think it's much harder to keep him alive on the TV show. That's my thought. Unless he's, mentally, maybe Negan he loses it, and he becomes mentally unstable. Hey, you bring up a good point. Jamie Jordan says, no, Morgan's upset about Ben. But I could see Morgan, all life's precious, getting back to that and saying, hey, I built you a cell, you can use it. But there ain't enough people that are going to want to keep Negan alive. So the show is they're at a tough spot, because based on the comic, they got to keep him alive. Based on the TV show, they got to kill him. So I'm looking forward to that. No, Lindsay. 0 chance of that happening. Daryl will not leave the show. I did see... Yes. Okay, now I'll give Kel that possibility. If Negan has something they need, like Judith may be kidnapped or something along those lines, you have reason to torture him and keep him alive a little bit longer. But it's very important. Words words matter, right? It's very important that Rick said that to Negan multiple times, and I'm going to kill you. Unless it is going to be tomorrow. Maybe he locks him up and says, I'm going to kill you. That's still not today, but eventually I'm going to kill you. No, well, the thing with the pirate role, I would have a hard time seeing them telling two different stories. I think that's going to be tough. All right, we are going to, this is awesome, awesome chat. And the thing is, we've only got a couple of spoilers released to this point. Still no scripts. We will have more information next couple weeks, but wanted to recap a couple stuff. So let me tell you a couple of things that are kind of out there. Jadis is still alive and in full effect. Jadis spotted filming near Alexandria. A few of the scavengers in and out on bikes. So as we said before, we don't know if that could be a kidnapping situation. Maybe Jadis kidnaps Judith, gives her to Negan. That's a theory that's kind of out there. Michonne, more and more rumors starting to spoil. Rosita, still not spotted yet. Obviously, she had Christian Serratus, had the real-life pregnancy, so they're going to give her a little bit more time. She was shot, so I don't think that's any cause for concern. Michonne's acting career, it is starting to grow. I mean, we do know the movie last year, the Tupac movie, but also a bigger role in the Avengers. So, doesn't mean that's a deal breaker. I know we love Michonne. We love her being on the show. It's just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind that it could make her storyline change a little bit. We have in our mind what we think the stories are going to be, but real life does happen, and sometimes they change the storylines. And the big news is some of the sightings, some of the filming out there is a bloody, burned group of kingdomers. So it looks like the kingdom might have went down in episode 4, episode 5, or we might have gotten glimpses of that in different times. So it could have been earlier than that, but we think by the mid-season finale there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff with the kingdom. I appreciate all of you guys being flexible and changing the Wednesday walkers from last night to tonight. All your participation, everything that you guys do. Thanks for making us just, this channel is just continues to grow, blows my mind, all the people. We got a lot of people even out of season right now that are taking their summer break and not involved in this. So as we get closer and closer, I know it's just going to go through the roof, and our interaction and our fan base is just, it's amazing. So thank you for everything that you guys do to build this channel. Something new coming up this week. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Looking forward to getting together after the Preacher, about 10 minutes after the show ends. I'll set up the exact time for you. It's going to be loose. It's going to be casual. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So even if you haven't called up on the other season of The Preacher, go and watch it when it comes out Sunday, and let's just get together, hang out, and talk about it. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you want to send me any messages, any ideas, send it to me at Kick. It's KILZHOT. And if you are new to these videos, at the end of every video, I like to do a lot of shout-outs and just thank all of you guys for everything that you do to build this channel, your interaction. That's what makes these streams just so fun, and what keeps me coming back. Jerry has been seen. Jerry's still alive as far as episode number 5. Shiva, there's still rumors out there. We know Shiva was spotted in episode 1, episode 2. The outfit, the dude there, not spotted since then, but doesn't mean that Shiva is dead. We know Shiva 1, Shiva 2. I have my predictions out there. I'm not going to debate it at this point. I still think that Shiva might have died in episode 2 and episode number 3, saving Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's going to go through this vengeance mode. Doesn't mean it's going to happen like that, but I will confirm more with Shiva a little bit later on. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Appreciate you being here. So we're going to do a bunch of shout-outs, and just want to say what's up to Jimmy Coonan, Great Dane, what's going on? 999 Army, Moody the Muddy Girl, Walking Dead Girl, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Emmy Desiree Bacon, thank you for being here. Come on, guys. Ask me for these shout-outs. Tommy, Sweet Ass the Enforcer, McCandless. Wilson, what's going on to you? Thanks for being here. Kel says smile. Thank you for being here, Kel. And here we go. Now we're starting to get these stacks. The Box Breaker Beatboxer, thanks for being here. Ann Hodge, thank you. I hope you have a great night as well. AJ Jepson, appreciate you being here. Speedy Marie, thank you. It's a great channel because of all of you. You guys really make this channel. Jamie Taylor, Vonda Martin, thank you. Good to see you again. Westwick 88, Sin Miller, Storm 3851, Jamie Jordan of the 999. Who else we got? Lindsay Luke, pleasure as always. Lindsay, really appreciate your comments, your interaction. Lindsay keeps me on my toes. Jamal Rana, who else we got? Gene Atkins, of course you get a shout out. Benny M. Elias, thank you for being here. Benny M. Will St. Clair, Peace Dove, appreciate you being here. Northside Queen, what's going on Northside? Smallville Boyd, what's going on? Steph Richardson, pleasure as always. Thank you. Alexandria Bates. If I miss you in a shout-out, Brene, I want to say what's up to you. When the video goes live, just leave a comment and I'll definitely get back to you and try to get called up. Sometimes I miss a person here or there, but it is not intentional because you guys really make this a blast. Trev Heath, 1973, thank you for being here. Trev. Ellie Valentine, what's going on, Ellie? Pleasure as always. Thank you for being here. Look forward to seeing you on all of our streams. Appreciate it. Yes, there are a lot of new names, and I just want you guys to keep coming back because our group is growing every time we do one of these streams. Steve Huffman. What's up, my boy Steve Huffman? What do you think about Malik Monk going to the Hornets? That's what I'm talking about. CJB. What's up, CJ? Good to see you. eBeach72. I think Malik Monk is going to be a star there. I don't know what to sing it out with. I was totally unprepared. I am not gonna sing "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sun." I'm actually much more perky singing it than Carl was. I'll have to go back and watch that episode so I can sing it like Carl. Christoph Mueller Olson, what's up, Christoph? Thank you for being here. Everybody, part of the 999 Army, appreciate everything that you guys do. A couple people are on like a longer lag. It's about a 15-second lag for most, but some people get it 30 to 45 minutes, so I keep the shout-outs going a little bit longer. Kristen McBride missed a stream. It's okay. Watch the playback. We had a lot of fun with it. A Tupac song for Michonne, like, I see no changes. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? Or California. I don't know. I love me some Tupac. The Humpty Dance, here's your chance. Do the hump. A lot of people don't know that Tupac was part of Digital Underground. You should, because he clowns around when he hangs around with the underground. Girls used to frown, say I'm down when I come around. Some Eagles. All right. I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. I think that is that Peaceful Easy Feeling. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to the Eagles in a while. I do like some Eagles though. But that's a great request. I'll prepare. I'll do something like Desperado. Tupac is not dead. People new to the stream, they're probably like, why is he singing on the way out the door? I'm missing shout-outs too. I'm good, CJB. Hopefully you're doing well. Peace Dove. I think I almost missed Peace Dove. And Lucario X-Fighter. What did you change your name from? Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice, and she said, we're all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I mean, I could sing some Hotel California for you guys. I do like me some of that. Rebecca from Texas. What's up, Rebecca? Hey, Kathy. Hey, we missed you too. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I guess we could just do like an Eagles night, right? City girls just seem to find out early how to open doors with just a smile. A rich old man and she won't have to worry. Dress up all in lace and go in style. That's, what? Lion Eyes? I don't know. See, now you got all the Eagles lyrics popping in my head. It's going to be in my head all night long. Oh. Start in the morning and we get the job done. Take care of business, then we'll have some fun. See, now I'm just going segue after segue. Thank you. Appreciate. Who was that? Who put the Eagles in my head? You're going to pay. It's going to be payback in the next stream. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. Next stream will be Sunday morning, and just buckle your seatbelts because Preacher is going to be freaking awesome. I have a comic book read up for you guys tomorrow night as well, too. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you all soon, and stay safe. Peace.